This is an absolutely tragic and horrifying case that occurred in Union County, North Carolina in 2019 involving Zaria Burges, a 15-year-old girl, and her father, Joshua Burges. The heart-wrenching events that unfolded in this small community sent shockwaves through the entire state, highlighting the darkest depths of human cruelty. As details emerged, the full extent of this devastating crime came to light, revealing a series of events that shook the foundations of trust and security. The innocence of a young girl, just beginning to navigate the complexities of adolescence, was brutally shattered in a way that no one could have imagined. Zaria's promising future, filled with hopes and dreams, was tragically cut short in the most unimaginable manner. The story of her life and the horrific circumstances surrounding her death serve as a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities we face, even within the supposed safety of our own homes. In the wake of this unspeakable tragedy, a community mourns the loss of a bright young soul, grappling with the questions that may never find answers. Zaria Burges was described as a bubbly and bright 15-year-old attending Monroe High School, where she was involved in the marching band. She seemed to have a promising future ahead of her, excelling in her studies and being well-liked by her friends and teammates. Her father, Joshua Burges, had custody visitation rights and would often have Zaria visit him on weekends. From the outside, Joshua appeared to be a loving father, frequently posting on social media about his adoration for his daughter, describing her as a miniature version of himself. However, on August 17, 2019, the true horror of the situation was revealed. Joshua picked up Zaria from her home and took her to his house. The exact events that followed remain somewhat unclear, but the next morning, Joshua walked into the Union County Sheriff's Office and confessed to a chilling crime.
Deputies tell me they were taken completely off guard when the suspect came into the sheriff's department and confessed to the murder. But what makes this a particularly heinous crime was that the victim was his own daughter.
The tranquility of that summer day was shattered by the weight of his words, sending shockwaves through the community. What had begun as a seemingly ordinary pickup became a descent into darkness, a journey into the depths of a father's unthinkable actions. The stark reality of the situation gripped the hearts of all who heard, leaving them reeling in disbelief at the harrowing turn of events. After his chilling confession at the Union County Sheriff's Office on August 17, 2019, Joshua divulged the name, age, and ghastly location of his daughter's body to an officer. Swiftly responding to this horrifying revelation, officers rushed to Joshua's residence. There, behind the once welcoming front door, they discovered Zaria, just 15 years old, bound and lying in a pool of blood. The scene was a harrowing testament to unimaginable cruelty. Zaria had endured over 22 hours of both psychological and physical torture. The anguish of her final moments echoed through the silent halls of the house, a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk within seemingly ordinary places. The autopsy on Zaria revealed horrifying details of what happened to her. Her father, Joshua, did terrible things to her. He tied her up, hurt her in ways that should never happen, tried to stop her from breathing, and then cut her throat with a knife. The doctors found out that the cut on her throat was very deep, showing how much she suffered. Each of these acts was a cruel and terrifying experience for Zaria, a young girl who should have been safe at home. The pain and fear she must have felt are unimaginable. Joshua was arrested on the spot and began to give details of the crime to the officers. Shockingly, reports indicate that he was calm and showed no emotion while recounting the brutal murder of his own daughter. As the investigation continued and Joshua's trial began, troubling details about his life came out. He had posted strange and creepy messages on social media. One post showed a picture of knives with a weird caption about liking to cut things. He also followed pages linked to white supremacist groups and shared strange pictures on his profile. These findings shocked the community, showing how someone we might think we know can have dark secrets. Joshua's online posts gave a glimpse into his troubled thoughts and the troubling ideas he was drawn to. During the trial, these discoveries reminded everyone of the scary side of people, even those we think we know. It was a sad reminder of how someone's hidden thoughts and beliefs can lead to terrible actions, affecting everyone around them. There were speculations about his potential involvement in a satanic cult due to his interests in satanic pages. Friends of Zaria also mentioned that she had expressed fear and apprehension about her father, noting that he had become increasingly agitated and angry. Joshua gave conflicting reasons for his heinous act. Initially, he claimed it was revenge against Zaria's mother, Aisha Pobi, with whom he had a strained relationship. Later, he stated that he struggled with lust and control, admitting to lusting after his own daughter and wanting to possess her entirely. In the end, Joshua was found guilty of the murder of Zaria Burges. The trial was a difficult and emotionally draining experience for everyone involved. The courtroom was filled with a heavy silence, the weight of grief and loss hanging in the air. Families and friends of both Zaria and Joshua grappled with the stark reality of the horrific crime that had torn their lives apart. The proceedings were marked by tears, anger, and a profound sense of disbelief. The details that emerged during the trial painted a chilling picture of the terror and agony that Zaria must have endured in her final moments. Each piece of evidence, each testimony, served as a painful reminder of the precious life that had been senselessly taken. As the verdict was read, a collective sigh of sorrow and relief swept through the courtroom. Sorrow for the irreparable loss of Zaria's bright spirit, and relief that justice would be served for the unspeakable crime committed against her. For those who loved Zaria, the pain of her absence will always linger. Despite the hope for the death penalty, which many believed Joshua deserved, the jury deliberated for approximately 3 hours before sentencing him to death. Due to the secrecy surrounding some details of the case, there is much speculation, including rumors that Joshua may have filmed the murder.